Welcome to the all-new 2019 Peugeot 508. Now we all know that the exterior of this car is good looking, the interior of this car is good looking, but what about the drive? So in today's video we're going to take a look at the exterior, we're going to take a look at the interior, but then we're going to take this car for a test drive. So with that being said, this is FlexX, let's get started.
But first, many thanks to Mulder Peugeot in Dordrecht, the Netherlands for making this video possible. All of their information, including a link to this specific 508, can be found in the description box below.
So here we have it, the new Peugeot 508. It's unique, it's different, it's modern. A lot of words you can use for the design of this car, and that is a good thing because this is Peugeot's sort of new design language. Which means we're gonna get this sort of similar design on many of their cars. And with that similar design, I mean, for example, these headlights, which are full LED, and we have the daytime running light moving towards the bottom, which is sort of represents the lion's teeth. Then we have the grille, which sort of has that checkered design on it. Be aware that this grille is not standard, as well as these headlights, not standard. This is the GT line. Then of course we have the 508 badge on top and the Peugeot badge right there. We also have a camera for the 360-degree view. So all in all, as I said, very unique front design of the car. And I'm happy to say that this is the new design that Peugeot is going to apply on their cars. For example, also seen on the recently introduced 208, which has the similar sort of lights setup and grille. Then coming around to the side of the car, we have the newly designed rims, 18-inch alloy wheels, very nice design also. Black mirror caps for the GT line. And if you just take a step back here and look at the shape of the 508, you can see this sort of downwards sloping roofline, which gives the car a more sporty look also from the side, as you can see here. Here we have the GT line badge. And then we come around to the rear of the car, which is also completely new. New rear lights, 508 badge, and we sort of have this black stripe that connects the taillights. And then Peugeot have this very nice feature. If you open the car, so let's close it first, and then when you open the car, we have this sort of nice animation of the taillights welcoming you to the car. Very nice indeed. We have dual exhausts. So let's open the trunk, which is completely automatic. There it goes. As you can see already, it's quite a bit of trunk space. Look how that opens up. Quite a big opening right here. So yeah, as I said, quite a bit of trunk space. And then also it is completely automatic. So you simply press the button right there and that will close it back down. So here we are inside the brand new 508, and as you can see already, it's letting me know to start the car, so why not then do it. We have a start button right here, which you really have to press and hold for the car to start up. Here it goes. I do have a message that we have to adjust the tire pressures, but disregard that for a second. Now I must say that this interior is lovely to be in. We have this digital cockpit right here, and you can control that with this part of the steering wheel. So if I, for example, do this, I can choose between the different dials. So for example, let's go for navigation. It'll flip the whole thing around, transform, and we will have the navigation. We can also do some different stuff. Look at those animations, those are very, very nice. Let's go to driving. So there you can see the driving systems, your assistance systems. Let's, for example, do minimum. and then everything disappears and you only get the speed. For example, nice for night driving. So that's how you can use the screen. Very nice. Let's keep it on driving for a second. As you can see, the dials come back. Then the steering wheel, which Peugeot is known for. Small steering wheel with a flat bottom, flat top and flat bottom design. You have the GT line logo and the Peugeot logo and another Peugeot logo in the middle of the steering wheel. So again, a small steering wheel. It's nice and grippy. And the thing is, when you're in a Peugeot, you look over the steering wheel to your dials. So here are my eyes somewhere, and I look over the steering wheel to the dials, and then I have everything in front of me. So that's something to get used to when you're in a Peugeot for the first time. We also have these pedals right here. Then we got some buttons for the assistance packages and for the trunk opening. We have a focal sound system, which is phenomenal. Blind spot warning in the rear view mirrors. These are your standard window options and mirror settings, of course. Then moving on to this screen right here, which is a touch screen. And it is pretty simple to use, but like everything else, and especially in Peugeots, you have to get used to it and you have to know where everything is in order to fully use it while you're driving. So for example, Peugeot doesn't have any buttons for the temperature. So the temperature is always on the side, on either side. So if you adjust the temperature, if you want to adjust the temperature, you just click there and here you can adjust it. So it works fine, but you have to know where it is before you can properly use it while driving. So here we have the navigation setup. As I said, touchscreen, so you use your fingers to zoom in and zoom out. It is a tiny little bit laggy and sometimes it just doesn't. I think that's the maximum zoom out that you can do. As I said, a little bit laggy sometimes, but not always. I mean, it stops whenever your finger stops, which is perfect because you don't want it to, you know, go crazy. So the responsiveness could be better, but again, it is a pretty good system to use. And this should center it. Oh, this should center it back to the car, as you can see right there. So here we have the sort of piano-style buttons, which are pretty nice. We'll go through them one by one. So here we have the music, radios. This is also your climate control, so if you want to adjust the temperature, just press that button and you go to the temperature settings. This button is the navigation, so you go back through the menu where we just were. Car settings, speaks for itself. Phone settings. Here we have the Apple CarPlay, connected apps, MirrorLink and Android Auto. So sort of the apps section. And this is the Amplify, so the iCockpit Amplify. And what that means is you can change whatever that looks, not only with what I already showed, like this. So for example, let's put it on driving. I already had it on driving, I think, yes. But now, if you, for example, press boost, let's see what happens here. It all turns red. So let me find a better setup so you can see it. No, that's not the way. No, that's not the one I meant. Dials. As you can see, it turned completely red now. So if I put relax, you can see that it changes colors. And if you want to deactivate ambience, you just click deactivate and then it's done. So it's sort of a personalization for the iCockpit. Pretty nice and yeah, pretty useful, I guess, if you want to have a sort of more sporty look or a general look. Moving down, we have touch sensitive buttons right below the menu. Heated seats, you sort of hear that sound when you press it. Start stop off, and all the rest speaks for itself. Front defroster, circulation, rear defroster, air conditioning off, and the passenger heated seats. As I said, the start button. And here we have the different drive modes, and we'll go through them when we're gonna put the car to the test with a test drive. Gear lever. Here we have the unlock button right here. So you press the unlock button, pull it towards you for drive, pull it all the way back for reverse, and then also the reverse camera comes on. Let's put it in park. The automatic handbrake, of course, some storage over here. And all in all, with this sort of carbon fiber look, it's not real carbon fiber, we all know that, but it sort of gives it a more sporty vibe in here. That also continues on the doors. Then we also have this sort of cream looking stitching for the GT line, also in the seats. And these seats are very comfortable, offer support, but we'll get to that when we're gonna drive the car. Leg extensions, very nice. And then the key, which I already showed, but I'll show it once again. Very simple key, but yeah. Some storage over here as well. Pretty decent storage size in the 508. So there you have it, the interior of the 508. Let's now put this car to a test with a test drive. So let's give Peugeot some credits, okay? The exterior of this car looks amazing. We can be short about that. It is a very nice, unique and modern looking exterior with the new sort of design language that Peugeot is applying on their cars now. New headlights, a new grille, a new sort of shape of the front, and then the rear with those rear lights, the black strip that goes in the middle, etc, etc. So we can say, yes, Peugeot have done a very good job in making this 508 look very different compared to its competition, but also very different compared to any previous Peugeot that we have seen. But what about the drive of the car? Is the drive just as good as the exterior? So let's start with the simple things. This steering wheel. I know the flat top and the flat bottom design is very different compared to the competition and compared to anything else I've driven, but it does work. And it's a very grippy steering wheel. I know it's small, and also through corners you would think that the flat top and flat bottom design would be a little bit annoying, but no, it really is a very sturdy feel. And the steering of the car itself is very good. It's not very light. In my opinion, the steering of the Peugeot 508 provides more communication than the steering of a Renault Talisman. But that is my personal opinion, of course. That is all up to you to decide if you're interested in buying a car in this car range and price class. And on this sort of roads, you really feel that the car is comfortable. This car is aimed to be comfortable. It deals with potholes and it deals with irregularities in the road surface so nicely. And then with the steering, direct, responsive, communicative, it is a very good car. But when you then think you've had enough of that comfortable ride, you go through the drive modes and you go to sport. And the drive mode button is a little bit hard to reach because of the gear lever, but then anyways, go to sport. And then you'll notice that the suspension of the car completely stiffens up. The engine response, the throttle response is way quicker. So this is now a very sporty ride. And then you put the throttle down. And the way the car then responds is insane. So let's put it back in comfort here so I can immediately feel the difference. We also have a normal mode, which is sort of the in-between. Where you then go to comfortable, the comfort, the engine quiets down. It's not loud at all. The engine is very, very soft with regards to sound and vibrations, etc, etc. And now we're back in comfort. The suspension is totally different. It is comfortable, it's smooth, the ride is incredibly smooth. So you can really put this car in two completely different sort of attitudes. One is incredibly comfortable, the way it goes around corners here. It is still quick. We do have 180 horsepower from this 1.6 automatic transmission. Now the car does have some other drive modes, of course. We have Eco, Sport, Normal and Manual. You can also use the pedal shifters, of course, if you want to shift for yourself. It does take a while for the car to respond, so there is a little bit of lag. But then when it does wake up, it provides this power like it didn't provide in comfort mode. And that is fun, I must say. Also, when you go out of corners here, the car really has grip. The pedal shifters do respond quite nicely. There is some delay, so it's not like you're driving a sports car. But then again, it is a GT line, so it is nice to have the pedal shifters and to provide that little extra sporty feel. There is some wind noise, which I think comes because of this frameless doors. So there's definitely some wind noise. Now I must say today is a very, very windy day. But there is some wind noise, but that's it. The engine does not produce any sound while driving here 60 kilometers an hour. It is very quiet, road noise is minimum. So all in all, the comfortable, practical ride of this car is almost near perfection. So because this is a 508, we do have the advantage of a pretty big interior. It feels very spacious, and sometimes it feels as if you're in sort of a cockpit of a plane or something, with the buttons and the steering wheel, the digital cockpit. It feels good, it feels spacious, it feels reliable, comfortable. So all in all, a very practical car. I'm 1m96 and I have all the space I need here for my legs. Headroom is pretty fine. I cannot fit in the back. I am 1m96 and my head is stuck against the roof because of the sloping roofline. So yes, if you're tall like me, you cannot sit in the rear of the 508, so pick the front seat. But as I said, the practicality of this car, the way it drives, the way it handles, the grip, the different sort of attitudes this car has, the comfort attitude, it's incredibly comfortable, it's smooth. But then when you put it in sport, the car acts a little bit more sporty, suspension stiffens up, the steering becomes a little bit heavier, the engine response is way better. And let's be real here, guys, we're driving a Peugeot. We have a digital instrument cluster and a lot of options available in that instrument cluster. We can see the navigation, for example. We have this grippy steering wheel, which of course Peugeot has also been known for, but still, very good steering wheel, provides excellent communication. Digital screen right here, touchscreen for the infotainment. It works a little bit laggy sometimes, responsiveness is not great. We have a very nice interior with the keys, sort of piano keys as settings for the buttons. Touchscreen buttons right there. You can also get this car with, for example, night vision, which is in this class really something else. Adaptive cruise control, lane assist, blind spot detection. It all looks and feels nice. We have the seat extensions. So, in my opinion, if you were to get this car, go for the GT line because it provides these nice options. LED headlights with, I mean, come on, those daytime running lights, those lights, you need them on this car. So, go with the GT line, you get the nice grille, taillights, headlights, lovely sport seats with the leg extensions, nice stitching, sort of carbon fiber look. So in that way, Peugeot is doing really, really good, especially considering where they came from. And I am very curious to find out where we are at with Peugeot in 1, 2, 3 years, because I think then the competition might be they will seriously have to look out for Peugeot. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching the video of the Peugeot 508. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and make sure to subscribe to my channel for more car reviews like this. And with that being said, thanks so much for watching once again, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.